Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to jump on today and talk about something that I've achieved recently. I was in therapy for 18 months. It's called Mentalization Based Therapy, and it's the most intensive therapy that the NHS offers. So I was referred to this type of therapy due to having quite difficult emotional struggles. So I wasn't able to manage my feelings and my emotions very well. I never really understood my feelings and emotions. And in the past, I have used a lot of really bad coping mechanisms to manage through my life. So starting this therapy was absolutely huge. I had to wait 2 years for it due to COVID, but I finally started it in January last year. This therapy consisted of twice a week therapy, so it was group therapy and one-on-one therapy. And I did it for 18 months, twice a week. As you can imagine, it was hard work, hard going. It wasn't easy at all. It was painful, very painful. It was exhausting. And I felt a lot of resistance. And there were times when I wasn't sure if it was really helping. There were times when I felt like giving up. And there were times when I had sort of moments where I thought, oh my gosh, like if I wasn't doing this therapy, I would not have realised that or understood that or learnt that. So it was a very big mixture of different highs and lows, ups and downs, good and bad. And I stuck with it. I stuck with it. And I learnt a lot. I really did learn a lot. So mentalization is basically, it's very similar to mindfulness. So it helps you become more aware of how you react, what you're feeling, how you're dealing with the emotions that you've got going on. And they call it being online. So, for instance, when you go offline, that's when you maybe use a negative coping mechanism. I throughout the sessions, throughout the 18 months that I was in the therapy, I managed to quit smoking. I managed to reduce my alcohol consumption dramatically, because if I hadn't have done that, I don't think the therapy would have worked nearly as well as it could have done, or it has done. I think if I was still using alcohol as a coping mechanism, then I wouldn't have got to the point I'm at now, which is just incredible. It's not been easy, and I've had relapses. I've had times of guilt and shame and self-hate, and it's been very, very hard and difficult. One of the biggest things I learned throughout the therapy session was having self-compassion. Self-compassion is so important to have, because if we don't have self-compassion, we're so hard on ourselves. It's just being hard on ourselves doesn't get us anywhere. It doesn't actually stop us doing those things that we wish we didn't do. It doesn't take away the guilt. It doesn't take away the shame. It just makes us feel worse. And I've had to learn that sometimes we make mistakes, but to let that go a lot quicker than I used to. I used to hold on to it and feel it and hate it and really just make life more difficult for myself. Whereas I've made mistakes and I've had a bit of compassion towards myself, and I've said, look, yeah, you've made a mistake, you've messed up. So what do I need to do next? How do I go forward with this? By not holding on to it and holding on to that guilt and that shame, which makes you feel bad, it makes you feel negative, it makes you feel horrible inside. I've said, okay, I've made a mistake. I've got to do better tomorrow. It's a one-off, and I'll try my hardest not to do it again. And that is so powerful, to be able to let it go and not spiral down into a pit of depression and self-hatred and self-judgment. It's powerful. So self-compassion is just so incredibly important. So I've learnt lots of other things doing my mentalization based therapy as well. For instance, self-validation, hugely incredible, hugely a massively important thing that we need to do for ourselves. I've always, throughout my life, sought validation from other people. I want other people to tell me that I'm doing well and that I've done this right and I've done that right. Or if I, I don't like making decisions, I want to ask other people. I want them to give me the answers. When really other people can't always give you the answers. You need to work things out for yourself sometimes. Make your own decisions. And as a lot of you probably already know, in life, sometimes we don't get the validation that we really want or that we expect from other people. So being able to validate ourselves and tell ourselves that, no, I did the right thing. I made the right decision, is also really powerful, because we stop seeking it from other people. And it's taken a lot of hard work to get to this point. It's taken incredibly a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, a lot of painful experiences. A lot of things have been triggered, but coming out of it the other side is hard, and it's scary. I'm actually missing being in therapy. I'm missing having that place to go to talk about things, to get ideas. The group therapy was amazing because there were so many people having similar experiences, and they were so understanding and they were so unjudgmental, and I'm missing having that. But I've also got to learn how to bring what I've learned in therapy into my everyday life. So all these things that I've learned throughout the last 18 months have done me so good. It's just been such an eye-opening experience, and I've learned so many more tools that I would never have learned if I hadn't have been there, and I'd have still going through the same struggles and that I was in before I started the therapy. So I just wanted to say to people, if you have the option and the opportunity to get some form of therapy, do it. Go for it. It's not easy, and you have to expect that the healing process can cause a lot of pain, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, and we don't want to feel those feelings. No one wants to feel those negative, horrible feelings, but sometimes we have to go through those to come out of the other side stronger, and that's what I've experienced. I have had times where I didn't want to do it. I was resistant. The resistance was so strong, like I didn't want to go. I did not want to face having to experience these horrible emotions. But I understand my emotions a lot better now. I manage my emotions a lot better now. And I do that by riding the emotions, riding the waves of emotions. I sit with it. I don't avoid. I don't pick up a drink. I don't distract. I sit with it and I ride it through. And what you'll notice is that the emotion will go up and then it will slowly come back down again. And you will come out the other side okay. But sometimes we start to get that emotion and we don't want to go any further. We don't want to experience it. We don't want to feel it. So we will distract ourselves. We will do something to block it out, to distract yourself from it. And that's not healthy. So the healing process is the hardest process you're probably ever going to go through. But if you want to come out the other side and see that light and feel those positive emotions more and experience life to the full, you have to go through the darkness. So take that leap, take that step, because it will help. It will be good for you. You just got to fight it. Fight that resistance. So that's something about me and what on my journey and what I've been going through. I really hope it inspires others. I hope people will consider going into therapy. I hope people understand that it's not easy. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And it was constant for 18 months, but I did it. And I am so grateful that I was able to experience what I've experienced, because not only have I come out of this other side brighter, happier, lighter, more understanding of myself, I've made some great friends. I have met some lovely people that are a lot of the time misunderstood. But it's been amazing. In the long run, it's going to be the best thing that I've ever done for myself. One of the best things I've ever done for myself. So don't be afraid. Go out there and heal. Thank you, everyone.